please, don't try anything that you're about to see us do at home. Ever.
On this episode of MythBusters,
That was awesome!
Adam and Jamie are cooking up a storm
Hot bullet.
with hot bullets.
Smells like science.
Will guns and ammo stored in your stove or bullets tossed on a campfire
This is the kind of thing I do on the weekend.
lead to a lethal lead shower?
That was fun.
Then Carrie, Grant, and Tori
You want a piece of me?
take a bullseye view testing the age-old adage, red flag to a bull. And will the saying, bull in a china shop, stand up to science?
Ridiculous.
Who are the MythBusters? Adam Savage
I'm so pumped!
and Jamie Heineman. Between them, more than 30 years of special effects experience.
That is so wrong.
Joining them, Grant Imahara,
That doesn't look dorky at all.
Tori Belleci,
Bang it, bang it, bang it.
and Carrie Byron.
High explosives and electricity. Woo!
They don't just tell the myths, they put them to the test.
Now, I want you to posit a story with me. A husband and wife are going on a summer vacation. They have some guns, they have a little bit of ammo, and they want to store them in a place that no one would find them and steal them. But they don't have a proper locking gun cabinet. So, the husband comes up with a plan he thinks is ingenious, someplace no one would ever look for guns or ammunition. His oven.
I'm not sure what, but something tells me there might be a problem with that.
Your intuition is correct, because they come back from summer vacation, and I guess famished by the long drive, the wife goes to make a roast, preheats the oven, and...
Metal popcorn.
exactly, they have a very healthy diet that evening of lead.
Incredibly, it's true. We have several reports of careless gun owners using their kitchen oven to store their munitions. But the fan site is clamoring for answers. Would the bullets even explode at standard oven temperatures? And if they did, would they escape the oven with lethal consequences?
What's the plan?
Well, astonishingly, we have more than a few reports of this actually happening, of people storing not only live ammunition, but also loaded guns in their ovens and accidentally turning them on. And I think we should test both scenarios.
Okay, well, let's get an oven and get to work.
All right, so we've come to the South San Francisco Police Department because they've got a shooting range that we've been filming in, well, ever since ice bullets. We've also done finger to barrel, shooting down the barrel, bullets fired up, and bullet in teeth. Today, we're going to be shooting at a bunch of oven doors. Now, this is a control for our ammo in the oven test to see exactly how bulletproof an oven door is, and if it's not, how lethal is the bullet after it gets through.
With the help of supervising adult John Stankovitz, Adam and Jamie intend to fire a variety of weapons at the steel and glass of the oven doors.
Here comes another Grant. Look at that.
And to find out if a door-piercing shot is lethal, Grant is going to play the part of the curious, careless chef. Jamie steps up for the first test, and he's using the smallest weapon at his disposal.
Firing.
But even the .22 caliber pistol easily penetrates the double layer of toughened glass. And Grant's head.
It's about 3 inches of penetration going through both panes of glass.
Well, I'd call that a kill shot.
Yeah, pretty much without a doubt.
But what about the steel? Grant and his ballistic bust breathe a sigh of relief because the round failed to make it through.
Yeah, I'd say you're reasonably protected by your oven from a .22 shell. I think it's time to try the .44.
Dirty Adam and his Magnum are next. But this time, the metal door frame is no protection. The .44 caliber round gives Grant a lethal headache, and Adam and Jamie have their worst-case scenario baseline.
Grant wants to know what's next.
That would be the shotgun.
Now, none of the reports our researchers uncovered mentioned a loaded shotgun. But if it's worth doing, it's worth overdoing.
All right, Jamie. Here's your motivation. This oven door is run off with your wife. And you decided to gear up and get even. So go for it.
Oh!
I guess the moral is, don't elope with Mrs. Heineman.
I think that's enough.
Okay, playtime's over. Let's get the results.
It may seem that the testing we've done today here is a little gratuitous. I want to make it clear that we're just trying to get a really good control. We want to know what these bullets do to the oven doors, both the glass and the metal, in the worst case scenario. And they all seem to be similar amounts of pretty darn lethal. But that gives us a perfect baseline with which to continue the testing. And the next thing we do is we start baking some bullets, getting some lethal popcorn.
What did you just say? Okay, I heard what you said. Why did you say it?
Dude, we're doing rodeo myths.
Oh, cool. Which one?
Red flag to a bull, cowboy.
That's when the color red, like, infuriates the bull and it comes charging after you.
I have always wanted to test that. Yeehaw!
Now he's on board.
Okay, so how are we going to test this?
I think it's really simple. I'll just put on a red sweatsuit. I'll stand in the middle of the ring and we'll let some bulls out and see if they charge me.
All right, slow down, partner, before you start racing around in red. There's a rodeo in town. Grant and I will go down to the Cow Palace and find out exactly what you'd be in for. Because we make better decisions about your safety than you do.
Good idea. With Tori's career as bull bait on hold, Carrie and Grant mosey on down to where bulls are treated like royalty and the clowns put their limbs on the line.
So, you are a rodeo clown here at the Grand National Rodeo.
Yes, sir, sure am.
Wow. So, is this a dangerous job?
Oh, yeah, it can be a very dangerous job. I've lacerated my pancreas. I've had a bull stick his horn through my arm. I've had a bull that I didn't even see him come. He hit me right in the side. He actually broke my femur in 4 places.
Oh, my God. Okay, now I'm a little scared for Tori.
What would a bull, one of these bulls, do to a guy like that?
He can take a cowboy and toss him about 30 foot in the air. It's unbelievable how strong these animals really are. That's 1,800 pounds right there, and I mean, it's coming on full force. It's nothing else.
Sorry, you're not getting into that ring until we're sure the bulls aren't going to charge you.
All right, so how are we going to test this myth?
Well, this myth is about color, so I think first we need to isolate the color red, see if that's what makes them charge.
Let's hang up a couple different colored flags and see if the bull goes for the red one every time.
Cool. You know, one other thing we should test is the presence of a human and motion, because those matadors are constantly moving when they're in the ring.
Okay, we can build a set of robotic matadors.
All right. So the team begins by making 3 makeshift matadors, each capable of waving a different colored flag. And you could say they're itching to get started.
Wait, no, I got another itch, but it's lower. Can you reach that one? I can't reach. We're all dying. Not really. I'm dying to get into the ring with that bull. I don't know if Carrie and Grant are, but it's just too dangerous. So what we're going to do is use these molds to make some foam bodies. We already have Grant's head cast. We need to make Carrie's now, and then eventually I need to make one of mine. Let's move.
So, Tori, what are we going to do next?
Well, what we're gonna do right now is weld some of that stuff together, and then maybe I'll do something dangerous.
That sounds amazing!
Next, they need to put a body to the face, and Carrie has insisted they make them out of foam so they don't hurt the charging bulls.
That's great.
All right, 1 down, 2 to go.
As Tori completes the trio of foam bull bait, it all gets a bit weird.
See, the thing is, people don't know this. You get rid of the head, you get rid of the identity of the body. Remember, you gotta get rid of the hands and feet, too.
A little rough on your partners there, aren't you?
Before Tori does any more damage, Dr. Franken Grant brings the 3 foam bullfighters to life with a cunningly placed drill and a few hinges.
On this rail is going to go a colored flag. And right here is a drill with a little crank. And when I activate it, what it will do is move the flag back and forth, just like this. Hopefully enticing the bull to chase.
The final pieces of the puzzle are the colored flags.
This is how lazy people sew. Now, of course, we're going to test red because, well, that's what the myth is about. Does he look like me now? Then we've got white. White is such a high contrast to red, we thought that, that'd be the perfect opposite.
All right, dude, that's awesome.
And lastly, blue, which, I figure if you're looking at a black and white screen and you saw these 2 colors, they'd be very similar.
So the matadors are dressed to test.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's time to head on down to the ranch. Coming up on MythBusters.
Hot bullets! Get the hot bullets here!
Things heat up and go off when Adam and Jamie put a gun in their oven. Adam and Jamie are testing the myth that a kitchen stove used to store ammunition is not just a really bad idea,
I think that's enough.
but lethal. The guys are basing their investigation on an incident that supposedly left a husband and wife diving for cover, and their kitchen riddled with bullet holes.
So, what formerly was just an oven from the thrift store now is a full experimental platform. We've painted it white so that our high-speed camera can see clearly what's going on. We put tempered glass over here, several sheets to protect the camera. We put the bullet down there, we pipe in some gas, we get this thing hotter than HE double hockey sticks, and we watch some science happen. There's 3 questions we're going to answer with this test. One is, will the bullets really go off in the oven? I think the answer's going to be yes. Number 2, will they get out of that oven? And number 3, if they get out of that oven, how lethal are they? In our control tests in the shooting range, we have done a little bit of calibration of some ballistics material that is soundboard and plywood. We know what it means to be a lethal hit in this arrangement. So, any bullet that gets out of this oven through this door is going to be hitting this real bullet-swallowing backstop.
While Adam rigs a remote temperature probe, Jamie tweaks the oven for high-speed heating.
Looks good. Hot bullets.
The first test is a .22 caliber shell, which is placed on the rack with the bullet facing the door before the heat is cranked up.
That's perfect. Hold it there.
And with the cameras rolling, it's all systems go.
260. My oven never heats up this fast.
And while we wait for the .22 caliber casserole to cook, let's do some learning.
Let's talk a bit about how bullets actually work. They're in 4 parts. You've got the primer on the end, you have the case, you have the propellant inside, that's the gunpowder, and then you have the bullet itself on the end. Now, how this all works is that when you have this in a gun, there's a spring-loaded hammer that fires a pin into that primer. Sets that off, and that ignites the powder. Now, at that point, the bullet is pushed out of the case, and it starts to go down the barrel. That's how it works.
Meanwhile, back in the bunker, things are heating up. And at just over the 500 Fahrenheit mark, dinner's ready.
There you go.
But what happened?
Smells like science.
Bunker cam shows the glass of the oven door remained intact.
It's quite clear you oriented the bullet pointing out the window.
Yeah.
And yet, the only dent that I see is in the back of the thing, which means that has to have been made by the casing.
And there's a casing right below that.
Yeah. The shell casing was much more dangerous, it seems, than the bullet, which bounced off of glass.
When a cartridge is cooked, as opposed to shot from a gun, the powder sends the lightweight shell casing flying, and not the heavier bullet. So on the next test, they up the caliber to .44 and flip it, so the bullet faces the back of the oven. So what's on the menu, Monsieur Savage?
Well, now, you're waiting for the temperature to climb for my greatest creation, 44 caliber souffle.
472 degrees. There he goes. The glass is still there. No breaking of the glass.
Yep, just like the .22, the shrapnel from the .44 round failed to pierce the oven. So let's go for broke with a .50 caliber monster.
Let's take a comparison here. Oh, there's the .44. Oh, wait, and there's the .22. If anything's going to cause significant damage to the oven, it's this guy.
And around 10 minutes later, it sounds like Adam's prediction is spot on.
Oh, that's the explosion I was looking for.
A look at the high speed reveals a more energetic detonation than the previous tests.
Oh, we have broken glass. We have broken glasia.
Broken but not breached. Only the inner layer of the double-glazed oven door was shattered.
It was pretty violent, all right, but it's still inside the oven, so...
Even the 50 cal wasn't enough to get out of this oven. I'm really pleased with these tests. I think we've definitively proven that an oven at normal temperatures can get plenty hot enough to make bullets explode. What I'd like to know now is, if I chambered a bullet inside a pistol and put it in the oven, would it explode in any way that would be dangerous?
Going back to the myth, our guy not only stored his ammo in the oven, he left his guns in there too. So this test is the absolute worst case scenario. A loaded .44 caliber revolver facing the door.
Hot bullets! Get your hot bullets here!
I think that went off.
I think you're right.
And I think I heard glass shattering.
The evidence paints a deadly picture. The bullet left the barrel at a lethal velocity, shattering the toughened glass before penetrating the wooden backstop.
It's a perfect result for us because the ammunition in every way that we tested is totally busted. None of it ever got out of the oven with any force that could be construed as dangerous. However, the moment you put one of those pieces of ammunition into a weapon, it becomes really deadly.
That, my friend, is a kill.
Yeah, putting a pistol or gun loaded in your oven is a very, very easy way to get yourself shot.
Yeah, not just shot and killed.
A loaded gun in an oven could kill you. Myth confirmed, I'd say.
Confirmed.
A
As amazing as it seems, we're gonna ramp this puppy up. We've got campfires, beer kegs, and buckets, barbecue bullets, and even still, we couldn't fit it all into the episode.
To see what we had to leave out, log on to discovery.com/MythBusters.
Coming up next on MythBusters, will a red flag make a bull go nuts? Not right now, Grant. It's a really bad idea.
Carrie, Grant, and Tori are testing red flag to a bull.
All right, so red flag to a bull. Where do we stand?
All the flag-waving dummies are done. We've dressed up the Carrie one in red. We'll see if that drives them wild.
Yeah, I'm sure it will.
That's good, because I got some bulls for you. Rodney the rodeo clown set us up with a friend of his who apparently has some angry bulls.
Sweet. All right, well, let's pack up and get up there.
I heard that.
But back to the cuddly bulls. So our three amigos have their bulls, and their destination, the Kish Bull Ranch. And this series of tests has been designed to find out if a red flag will make a bull charge. And if not, then what does? The team will compare static flags to movement and introduce the makeshift matadors. But first things first, the setup for the single red flag test.
Let's run a zip line all the way across the arena. We could tie a flag to it. Just leave it static first, see if the bull charges.
These bulls look ready. They look more than ready. So maybe we should get out of the pen and get the tests going.
Okay, test number 1, static red flag.
Okay, go ahead. Let the bull out.
Oh, this guy's full of fire.
Whoa! Dude, he's going for it.
Just like the myth suggests, the bull is not happy with that red flag.
Well, maybe we should try the blue flag and see if he has the same reaction.
Okay, all right, let's switch it out.
The bull totally charged the red flag, but it was the only thing in the pen. So to make sure that it's the color that attracted the bull, we put a blue flag in the pen. We're going to do the test again with another bull.
Well, he did go for the blue.
Not totally convinced, unless he goes again.
Here we go.
Here he goes. Here he goes.
This is great.
Yeah!
Yeah! All right, you satisfied? Would you say he charged the blue flag?
He definitely charged the blue flag.
But satisfied I'm not. I think we should try the white one as well.
But the single white flag yields exactly the same result.
Well, there's your answer.
All right.
It seems that any flapping piece of cloth annoys these bulls, meaning this myth is already on shaky ground. And the next test, a multiple choice, confirms that suspicion.
All three!
That 3 flag flyby means only one thing. These bulls just don't care for color. But if it's not color, what exactly is it that's bothering our bovine friends? This next experiment will test the theory that it's a moving flag and not a red flag that infuriates them.
Going for blue?
With Grant in control of the blue flag with his remote control, the results are there for all to see.
Move it, move it, move it, move it, move it. Look at that. Dude, I am totally convinced.
It's movement that triggers an aggressive charge response, and not the color red, which leaves the myth looking busted, and our trio of tall-tale tacklers speaking in bull.
Those are whales.
Next, Toreador Tori hopes he'll be breakdancing and not breaking bones when he steps into the ring.
This is starting to feel like a bad idea.
Remember, don't try this at home.
We've got years of experience that keeps us safe.
Back at the ranch, Carrie, Grant, and Tori are hot on the trail of the red flag to a bull myth.
What we've done so far is taken several different colored flags, red, white, and blue, and compared them to motion. And it looks like at this point, the bull is preferring motion over color. What we're going to do now is add the human element. We've got our 3 dummies lined up, and they're going to be waving their flags and see which one the bull goes for.
Oh, now he's going for white. Look at that.
Now that is conclusive. The bull went straight for the white dummy, and Grant's stunt double requires CPR.
Don't give up on me now!
Are you done playing with yourself?
There's 2 dummies still standing, and for the final showdown, the guys decide to up the ante.
Apparently these guys have a Mexican fighting bull, and these things are trained just for that, to attack. Oh, he just moved past. Oh, wait, look at that. Isn't that cool? It's like the last one standing is Carrie Red.
Yep, quite simply, color is irrelevant. These bulls just want you to butt out.
Well, now that we've wrecked 3 of our dummies, I guess we have 1 left.
Well, buddy, it's your turn to suit up.
Are you serious? I get to go in the ring?
Yeah, well, you know, we've proven that red specifically is not what's making them charge. So I'm fairly certain that if you put on a red suit and stand completely still and the bullfighters run around you wearing other colors, that you probably won't get hurt.
And to confirm Tori is unlikely to be gored for science, Grant Carey and our hands-on expert from the University of Phoenix, Professor Andrews, have been discussing a bullseye view.
So far, our findings do not show that red does anything magical. They seem to go towards movement rather than actually for the color red. Why is that? Are they colorblind?
Well, it's a common misconception that they are colorblind, but in fact they're not. In the last 10 years, people have looked at animals with hooves and found out that they're what's called dichromates. They can see two main color types. Humans are trichromates. We can see the rainbow and all the colors in between.
Color perception is a complex field of study, but basically, the human eye has 3 types of cone cells that help us distinguish color. But cattle only have 2, so although they can see reds and blues, it's likely they see the world with a muted palette of color, like this.
Okay then, so bulls can see red, but there is no scientific evidence to prove that makes them any more enraged than any other color.
Absolutely. There is no scientific evidence to support that.
Which puts the final nail in the coffin for red flag to a bull. And risking joining the myth in this coffin is Tori, who's quite literally putting his limbs on the line for science.
Nervous? Hell yeah, I'm nervous.
This is our ultimate test of the color red to a bull myth. Now what Tori's going to do is he's going to wear a full red jumpsuit and stand in the middle of the arena completely still. We have 2 professional bullfighters that are going to be running circles all around trying to attract the bulls. We think that motion is what sets them off and not the color red. So if the bulls attack the cowboys, but they don't go for Tori,